One of the most important things you can teach your child is how to read. But how? Stick around and we'll put together all the pieces for you. Hello and welcome to Lessons for Little Blessings. If you're new here, we talk about reading, writing, math, and other activities to help your child thrive. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe button and you can join us. So on some past videos, we've been talking about different aspects of teaching your child how to read. And in this video, we're going to kind of put that all together and then look specifically at getting your children into reading actual books. So for the purposes of this video, your child should be able to identify their letters, know the sounds, know how to blend simple words like CVC or consonant vowel consonant words like 3 or 4 letter words, and know basic sight words. So if your child has not mastered those areas, then down in the description box below I'll have some links to other videos that will talk more about those and give you some different activities for teaching that to your child. And then once your child has kind of mastered those basic things, then jump back into this video and you can check out how to get them into books. Choosing books that are a good fit for your child is key. A book at their level will help build their confidence and challenge them all at the same time. However, it can be kind of challenging to know what is a good fit for them. What is a good book that they should realistically be able to read? Some might seem too easy, some might seem too tough. So how do you decide? A great option if you want to take a lot of the guesswork out of it is to just get a leveled reader program that has all the materials for you. There's also are a lot of good curriculums out there. I don't personally have experience with them, but I have heard good things about different ones like The Good and the Beautiful. There also is a website called Teachers Pay Teachers, and that also has different leveled readers that you can purchase and print out. So the idea is you just want to get something in your child's hand that they can read. So in the classroom, I had a variety of different books at different levels, so I could do a quick assessment on the child, and then I could move up if I needed to a level, or I could drop down a level if I felt like I needed to, and more on those assessments later on. But for now, homeschooling my son, I don't have that option. So I have heard really good things about Bob books. They've been around forever. Tons of parents have used them, taught their child to read. So I thought this would be a good thing to try. So far, my son loves it. He can read the books. They're very manageable, and they're a great option for maybe parents staying at home that just want something to kind of go through with their child. So regardless of what you choose to get, the point of these leveled readers is just to put in your child's hand a book that they can realistically read and that builds upon itself. So it kind of adds in increasing in difficulty different decoding and phonics skills so they can continue to build their reading. So these are very easy to get started in reading. So if you're not sure where to start, something like this before you jump into, there's a ton of these little easy readers, we would call them. I can read all different kinds of levels. The thing with these is your child needs to have a really good base of decoding and or sounding out words. Some parents know it by that. And a good grasp on different sight words. So these books do start out right away, and they've got, this is kind of my first reading, so this would be like the lowest level you could do, and your child definitely does need to know some sight words already. Some are so these books are great. I wouldn't say this is someplace to throw your child in right away, because if they don't know those sight words, if all they know how to do is blend words together, they're going to have a really hard time in this book, because there's a lot of words that just don't follow the normal decoding or phonics skills for decoding. So that's why I think some of these little leveled readers, that might be a really good place to start before you jump your child into this. If you think your child can do some of this, and they might be able to, a really good way to find out is this little quick assessment that I'll show you how to do with your child. Super easy, and it gives you a really good understanding of how well they are knowing what they read or how well they're able to decode words. So we check for their accuracy. And basically, if their accuracy is above 90%, is kind of the guideline we would go with, then we consider, that's a pretty good fit for them. Above that 95%, if they're reading with that much accuracy, you might even consider bumping up a level. Maybe they could handle that. But once they go below 90%, they're almost spending so much focus and time with decoding and trying to figure out the words that they're just going to lose the fluency and comprehension piece. And really reading, they need to have those. So that's why we kind of go with that 90%. If they're reading below that, they just might not have the comprehension or the fluency to support themselves at that level at that time. Doesn't mean, the next week they won't be there. So we'll jump into how to do that assessment here. I'll show you a quick way to do it. So this is called a running record, and basically you're going to have your child read from one page up to the whole book, depending on the length, and you're just going to record how they read. So I'm just using a simple blank piece of paper and doing check marks for words he gets correct, and then I'm recording what he says if he misses it, as well as the actual word, just to help him out later on. This is an idea of a form you could use if you want to print one out, or you can just use a blank, simple piece of paper.
That has a dog. The dog has a hat. Dog has a red hat.
Once he's finished reading the section that you want them to, then ask what they read. This is gauging their reading comprehension, what they're understanding about what they're reading. And if they get stuck, you might have to kind of prompt them with some questioning, and that's okay at the beginning. What did you read about in that story? Who was in the story?
That.
Good. Was there anybody else in the story?
It was a dog.
And a dog, yeah.
And a cat.
And a cat. And what were they doing in the story?
All of them have a hat. A dog has a round hat, but the others don't.
The dog had a red hat and the others don't. Good. You were sounding out, that was the word cat. Cat. And you did k. I like how you got your mouth ready for that k sound. K. Cat. And then you said it correct. As you can see, it doesn't have to be fancy. You're just taking notes for yourself on how they're reading. You'll find the accuracy by dividing the words they read correctly divided by the total words on that section. Another very important thing to mention when we're talking about teaching your children to read is you reading to them. So do read alouds, read to them often. In the classroom, we would tell parents to try to read 20 minutes a day, just as a rough guideline. Research does show how beneficial it is. So when you read aloud to your child, they hear things like your tone, your inflection, your fluency, reading with punctuation and dialogue and all those kinds of things they get to hear modeled to them as you read. And you'll really notice that then they kind of pick that up and they put it into their reading as well. So read to your child and reread books. So that's a little background on helping your child find a book that's a good fit for them. In addition to that, you want to keep focusing on those sight words, different sight word activities, and I like going through the Dolch sight words. I'll put a link down below, but that's what I use, and they have different lists. Like preschool, kindergarten, first grade, they're kind of labeled that way, but really it's just more just levels. So as they master one list, you can go to the next list and keep having them go through those sight words because sight words are in so many books. So if they really know those sight words, it really helps them be able to read more and more challenging books. So along with your sight word activities of things to just keep working on to help your child with their reading, you want to put in some different vocabulary tasks. different phonics lessons, word family activities, reading comprehension questions, all of those things to just help with a well-balanced reading program. So all of those things are going to really help boost your child's reading confidence and skills. So some of those videos will be coming out in the future. So if you're interested in that, hit the bell notifications so you'll be notified when those videos come out, as well as all the other educational content that we put out. So happy reading with your child. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.